Welcome to Georgia Life, Accident, and Sickness Common Law. For law, there's lots of little bits of information that you must be familiar with. Let's get started. In the state of Georgia, there is an insurance department that is headed by an insurance commissioner. Some of the duties of the insurance department and the insurance commissioner include licensing agents, admitting insurance companies. So you will be expected to know about different types of insurance companies. Insurance companies can be what we call domestic, foreign, or alien. No matter which of these three they are, they must be admitted to do business in this state. So admitted by the insurance commissioner. You should know that a domestic insurance company has their home office in the state of Georgia. A foreign insurance company has their home office in another state. And an alien insurance company has their home office in, not Mars, no, another country. Another country. Definitions I would definitely be familiar with. The insurance commissioner will grant insurance companies a license to do business in this state. This license is called a certificate of authority. So when we use the term admitted, we mean one that has a certificate of authority to do business legally in the state of Georgia. So insurance companies must be properly licensed with some exceptions. The insurance commissioner will allow surplus lines insurers to do business in this state without a certificate of authority. Surplus lines insurers like Lloyd's of London underwrite very high risk, things like aviation insurance, import-export insurance. These insurance companies are allowed to do business in this state without a certificate of authority. We call them non-admitted insurance companies. The insurance commissioner also will allow reinsurance companies to do business without a certificate of authority. So reinsurance companies basically are a way in which an insurance company can reinsure their risk. In order for the insurance commissioner to grant a certificate of authority to an insurance company, the insurance company must comply with all of the requirements of Georgia insurance law. An insurer wishing to legally do business in this state must submit to the insurance commissioner an application. Once the application is submitted, if it's not denied by the insurance commissioner, it is considered approved after 90 days. All certificates of insurance are required to be renewed every year by March 1st. So one of the magic dates you have to be familiar with, March 1st. All certificates of authorities must be renewed by then. The insurance commissioner has the authority to revoke, suspend, or refuse to renew a certificate of insurance due to violations of insurance law. The insurance commissioner may, after a hearing, fine an insurer for any of the following business practices. And these are mostly common sense. Failure to pay or process claims in a timely manner. Failure to notify claimants as to the reason for denial of a claim. So insurance companies can always deny a claim, but they must tell the insured the reason why it was denied. Refusal to pay a claim without just cause is a reason why an insurer can be fined. Offering claimants less than they are owed is also unfair. Compelling insureds to file a lawsuit to recover damages to which they are legally entitled. If the insurance company knows that they owe the insured money, they should just pay the insured the money that is owed. They should not have to go to court to fight for it. The maximum fine that the insurance commissioner can levy against an insurer for a willful violation is $5,000. For a non-willful violation, it is $1,000. So fines willful 5. So you know what you're doing is wrong. The insurance company knows they shouldn't be doing it, but they go ahead and do it anyway. $5,000 fine. Non-willful is less, which makes sense, 1,000. So who is this insurance commissioner in this state? The insurance commissioner's job is to enforce insurance laws in the state of Georgia to protect the insurance buying public. The insurance commissioner has the authority to appoint a chief deputy commissioner and any other deputies necessary to carry forward duties of the insurance department. The insurance commissioner can hire needed personnel for the department, maintains official insurance records for the state of Georgia, compiles an annual report that includes the following information: the names of all of the admitted or authorized, is another term we will use, authorized insurers transacting business in the state, with a summary of their financial conditions, names of all of the insurers who were closed during that year, reasons why, the amount of their assets and liabilities, names of the insurers against which delinquency proceedings were instituted and facts related to such proceedings, receipts and expenses for the insurance department for the year, recommendations of the commissioner as to amendments or supplementation of laws affecting insurance regarding matters affecting the department, and any other pertinent information deemed proper by the commissioner. The commissioner does have the authority to make rules and regulations. So, generally speaking, insurance laws are passed by the legislature, but the insurance commissioner does have rule-making authority. It's important, though, any rules and regulations that the insurance commissioner would like to have take effect must be approved by the Attorney General, must have been on file as a public record for at least 10 days before they take effect. So any rules and regulations that the insurance commissioner would like must be approved by the Attorney General in advance of them taking effect. The insurance commissioner has a job of examining all admitted companies a minimum of once every 3 years at the insurance company's expense. So examinations of insurers every 3 years. They can also examine agents. You sometimes see the term producer whenever necessary. The insurance commissioner has the authority to examine agents whenever the commissioner deems necessary. It is not within the realm of responsibility of the insurance department or the insurance commissioner to approve the insurance company's board of director members. No, just like the insurance department is never going to tell an insurer how many agents they should employ. No. It's not one of their duties to approve the insurance company's board of directors. The insurance commissioner in the state of Georgia is an elected position. They serve a 4-year term. Elected by the people. 4-year term. The definition of transacting business. Transacting insurance includes making, negotiating, procuring, or proposing to make an insurance contract. It also includes taking an application, receiving or collecting premiums, issuing contracts, as well as any form of business considered insurance business. Delivering information regarding coverage of rates, forwarding applications, delivering policies, inspecting risks, fixing rates, or investigating claims are all included within the definition of transacting insurance. So this idea of what are some of the terms that you might see on your test as far as people that are engaged in the business of transacting insurance. So an agent, generally that's you, an individual appointed or employed by an insurer who sells, solicits, or negotiates insurance. Agent is also sometimes called a producer. Properly licensed agents may be paid commissions, yes. So agent and producer, same thing. may be paid commissions if they're properly licensed. A sub-agent is a licensed agent who acts for or on behalf of another licensed agent in the selling of, solicitation of, or negotiation for an insurance contract or annuity contract, and who has on file with the commissioner a certificate of authority from each agent with whom the sub-agent places insurance. Sub-agent also means sub-producer. Properly licensed sub-agents may be paid commissions. So let's kind of go over this for a sec. Make sure this all makes sense. So this is generally you. Generally. Not always, but most of the time. Most of the time, if you're watching these videos, you're going to be an insurance producer. You may choose to employ sub-agents. In order for a commission to be paid, the sub-agent must be properly licensed. So agents make commissions. They, of course, not only complete pre-license training, pre-license education, they pass an exam. Pre-license education, pass an exam. They're even going to be required to do CE, which we'll talk about momentarily. The rules are different, however, for sub-agents. So sub-agents are required to complete pre-license training, but don't have to take the test. So they do have to complete pre-license education, and they're properly licensed, but no exam. So you, if you're going to be an agent or a producer, do have to pass the test as well. Who's an adjuster? An adjuster is an individual who, for a fee, commission, salary, or other compensation, investigates, settles, or adjusts and reports to his or her employer or principal with respect to claims arising under insurance contracts on behalf of the insurer. Adjusters can also work for the insured or for a person who directly supervises or manages such individual. So you get in a car accident and an insurance adjuster helps handle the claim process. The term counselor is used potentially on your exam as well. So an insurance counselor includes any individual who engages or advertises or holds himself or herself out as engaging in the business of counseling, advising or rendering opinions as to the benefits promised under any contract of insurance issued or offered by any insurer, or as to the terms, value, effect, advantages or disadvantages under the contract of insurance, other than an actuary or consultant advising insurers. If the counselor is receiving a fee, commission, or other compensation for this service, such individual shall not receive any compensation from any other source relating to the same transaction. So you can't be an insurance counselor and charge a fee for advice and receive a commission. You can't do both. Who can be licensed as an insurance counselor? In order to be licensed as a counselor, so this is someone who gives insurance advice and charges a fee for it, you must have a minimum of 5 years of experience. So you can't just all of a sudden become licensed as a counselor. To be licensed as a counselor, you must have a minimum of 5 years experience as an agent, sub-agent, or an adjuster in insurance, or you could also be licensed as a counselor if you have equivalent education or teaching experience. So some schools, not many anymore, but you used to be able to get a degree in insurance. So if you had your college degree in insurance, you could get licensed as a counselor right away. So let me ask, do you think that you can share your commission with someone who is a customer? Ever? Never. How about an unlicensed sub-agent? Can you share your commission with them? No. You can only share commissions with licensed persons. Now, the law always talks about who has to be licensed by telling you who does not have to be licensed. So they always like to talk backwards first. So we've mentioned the term agent. We know who a sub-agent is, we know who a counselor is, and we know who an adjuster is. So all of those persons, broadly defined, must be licensed in order to transact insurance business in the state of Georgia. But the following are exempt from needing to be licensed in this state. Officers, directors, or employees of insurers who do not receive commissions if their job is limited to the following. So officers, directors, or employees who are only executive, administrative, managerial, clerical, or who only indirectly engage in business related to the transaction of insurance. Underwriters are not required to be licensed either. Agency supervisors that assist agents but do not transact insurance are not required to be licensed. So if it was an officer of an insurer who was selling insurance, do you think that they would have to be licensed? Why, yes, of course. If the executive director was involved in transacting insurance, they must be licensed. If the employee is solely clerical, they do not have to be licensed. If they receive applications, deliver policies, well then they're not solely clerical and they must be licensed. So be careful. There are different kinds of licenses that you can get, different authorities, if you will. Life is one of them. Accident and sickness is another. Credit life, credit accident and sickness. There's a property license, a casualty license. There's credit casualty, credit property, and there is a surety license. Licensing requirements in the state of Georgia for agents, subagents, adjusters, and counselors. In order to get a resident license in this state, you must be a Georgia resident. Well, that makes sense. The requirement is that you must be in the state of Georgia for at least 6 months a year. At least 6 months a year in order to get a Georgia resident license. You must be of good character, however it is they judge that. You must fill out an application, of course. You must complete pre-license training, which I talked a little bit about before, pre-license education. So the requirement is that you complete 40 hours of pre-license training. So our course is, of course, approved to give you 40 hours of the credits that you need, so long as you do all of the requirements of the course. So pre-license education is one of our requirements in this state, so 40 hours. It is important to know that if you complete pre-license training, you must go ahead and take the exam within 12 months in order for your completion of your pre-license training to be valid still. So every once in a while somebody goes through the program and then waits a year and a half and goes and takes the test, and they find out that their pre-licensing education is no longer valid. So you must take the test within 1 year, take and pass the test within 1 year of completion of your pre-licensing education. Now there is some exceptions. If you have just moved to Georgia and you held a valid license in your previous state in good standing, what you would do is you would give up your resident license. Let's say you used to live in Colorado. You give up your resident Colorado license. You get from the insurance commissioner in the state of Colorado what is called a letter of clearance, which basically says your license was in good standing. You need to apply for your insurance license in the state of Georgia within 90 days of the date of the letter in order to be exempt from the pre-licensing requirements in Georgia. If you do that, if you had a resident license in your previous state in good standing, you don't have to do Georgia's pre-licensing education, and you also don't have to take the test. So that's a nice period of time to be aware of if you were coming into the state of Georgia. It's 90 days. So we know you have to do pre-licensing education. You have to take and pass your test within a year of completion. The following persons are not required to take the pre-licensing exam, so exempt from the pre-licensing exam. If you're a property and casualty applicant who holds a CPCU designation, so Chartered Property Casualty Underwriter designation, you do not have to take the pre-licensing test. If you're a life and health applicant who holds a CLU designation, you do not have to take the test. If you're applying for a counselor's license and you hold a certified insurance counselor, which we call a CIC, a CPCU or a CLU designation, you do not have to take the pre-licensing exam. If you had a PhD in insurance, which I can't imagine hardly anyone does anymore. I guess there's a few probably still. If you are a credit life or credit accident insurance agent, you do not have to take a test. If you are selling travel ticket insurance, travel accident and sickness insurance, you also are exempt from taking the pre-licensing examination. Once you go and take and pass your test, you are given 1 year to apply for your license. So if you were required to do pre-licensing education, you have a year to take and pass your test. Once you take and pass your test, you have a year to fill out your application to get your license. If you wait longer than that, you got to start all over again. So be careful that you do it. Of course, you're going to do it right away. So you fill out an application and pay your required fees. In order to be licensed in the state of Georgia, you must be sponsored by an insurer who is licensed to do business in this state. To be licensed, you must be 18 years of age or older. So fill out app, pay fees. Once again, that's a within 12 months requirement. Be the magic age of 18. That's when I turned 18, that was the first time I took the insurance test many, many years ago. Be a good person. Be of good moral character. Be appointed by an insurance company, yes. If you change your address, you must notify the insurance commissioner within 30 days. So address changes must be given to the insurance commissioner within 30 days. Once you're licensed, you have to tell them where you are so they can find you. If you have a resident license, let's say in the state of Washington, and you'd like to get a non-resident Georgia license, you must have a like license in your home state in good standing. You must fill out an application and pay fees. You don't have to complete pre-license training or take any exam. That's true in most states, to get a non-resident license in most states. Of course, be a good person, be 18 years of age or older. Reasons why the insurance commissioner can refuse to issue a license, deny, suspend, or revoke a license. These are mostly common sense. Violation of any insurance laws of this state or of any other regulation of this state relating to insurance, or a violation of the law or regulation of any jurisdiction, including those of military installation relating to the transaction of insurance. These are all bad, don't do them. Misrepresentation or concealment of a material fact in an application for license or on any form filed with the insurance commissioner. Attempting or obtaining a license by misrepresentation, concealment, or fraud, which is why I can't take your test for you, although people ask me all the time. You should not misappropriate, convert for your own use, or illegally withhold money that belongs to the insurance company, or to the client, or to another agent, agency, or applicant or beneficiary. No misappropriation of money. Do not commit fraud or engage in dishonest practices. You should never materially misrepresent the terms or conditions of an insurance policy or contract. You should not say buying life insurance is like a retirement plan. It is not. You have to pass an exam. You should not cheat on an exam. If you do so, that is grounds to not be licensed. If you have failed to comply with or violated any proper order, rule, or regulation issued by the commissioner or any of the commissioner's representatives. If you are found to not, in good faith, carry on the business of an agent or subagent. If you give rebates, or if you engage in controlled business. So we need to know the definition in this state for controlled business. So just kind of generically, you're getting your license to be an agent, to sell insurance to everyone, not just to sell insurance to yourself, your family, a business you own. So the violation of controlled business in the state of Georgia is if 25% or more of your premiums in any 12-month period come from controlled business, you are in violation of the rule against controlled business. So this is a very strict law. So controlled business is only a violation if 25% or more of your premiums collected in 12 months. Comes from yourself, your family, your business that you own or work for. So you can sell some controlled business. Know where the violation occurs, 25%. Absolutely always going to be on your test. Can you sell insurance to your friends? Sure. Your neighbors? Sure. Not considered controlled business. You can sell controlled business, just not 25% or more. You can also lose your license if you do not, in good faith, carry on business as a licensed counselor or subagent or agent or adjuster. If you show lack of trustworthiness or lack of competence, if you knowingly participate in the writing or issuance of substantial overinsurance in property insurance, if you have failed or refused upon written demand to pay over to any insurer or insured or beneficiary any monies owed, if you fail to provide documents or records or refuse to appear when you're asked to appear. Being convicted of any felony is grounds to lose your insurance license, or of any crime involving moral turpitude